Hi everyone. Thank you for joining me for this second webinar. My name is Robert Ewelina and I work for the Welcome Center here at Marie Curie Skłodowska University. Now, as you may know, UMCS is the biggest state university in the eastern part of Poland. With me today during this webinar, which is actually about our international alumni, we have a couple of guests that would like you to meet. First and foremost, our alumni for this special webinar today, for our second webinar, is from Zimbabwe in Africa. So for all our guests out there, please keep your eyes glued to the screen. You will be meeting him very soon after this very short break. Thank you and see you. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. And as promised, we have a very, very special guest with us here today who is going to be sharing his experiences. He's one of our most distinguished alumni at the university, and he's from the great nation of Zimbabwe. So yeah, we'll just give him a moment to briefly introduce himself, and then we get right into our session.
Hello to all the prospective candidates. My name is Sean Magavu. As I said earlier, I'm from Zimbabwe. Studied medical biology at the great institution of UMCS, and I'm really glad to get the chance to talk to the most humble man I know.
You know, we have shared the stage at least a number of times, and I'm always very happy to have you with me. So I'm not going to keep you with so many questions, but I have some very specific ones that I would really love your insight on. So for instance, as an alumni, you have had quite a very interesting period at the university, at Marie Curie. You're into music, you're in the area of medical biology. So towards that side of things, my question to you is, how do you handle the workload? You know, where's the balance? How do you do the balance?
Oh, I'm part of the COVID-19 generation. So as a member of the COVID-19 generation, I think I was just inspired to do the most I can with the life I had. Obviously, I had to sacrifice a lot of my social life, a lot of my free time, because it's either I was working at school or working on things that I'm passionate about. So it's hard, it's difficult, it's tiring. But at the end of the day, it's better to be tired, having done as much as you can, rather than to have all the energy and not know what to do with it. So that's what keeps me going in terms of balancing the workload.
And it's interesting you say the COVID-19 generation. So I know that you've been this leader of this very, very amazing band, okay, the Helping Hand. So what's the history there? What's the inspiration?
Oh yeah, the Helping Hand. So we made this band in Atkashaka, which is basically the culture center for the university in 2021, which is last year but one. And we basically said to ourselves, the son of the pandemic. We are the noise of the people that couldn't make noise during the COVID-19. You know, where the lockdowns, where the sanitizers, where the masks. So we basically removed those masks once the COVID situation went down. And basically our aim is to just get people out the house, have fun, people to dance. I believe every human being needs a time when they can make noise. That's why we found it very useful to have a band that gets people out the house. So scientifically, in terms of things like depression and anxiety, it really helps to just be out with people. Also a great network and opportunity. So it's something that I knew was a necessity.
Yes, and you know, it draws similarities with. I remember watching the news during the pandemic when people, you know, could not move out of their apartments. So for the people that had like balconies, they said, you know, making music, you know, keep the energy up, you know, urge people on, you know, get through this whole very tough period. And I'm really particularly very happy that, you said you drew on that particular experience because I think as much also from our cultures, we are very social people.
Very
It's
vibrant,
about,
yeah.
very family oriented and around people. And I think there's also similarities also with Polish culture in that sense, especially about the aspect of family.
That's true,
Yeah, yeah. And I'm also, to be honest, your resume is also very impressive as well because I know you won a number of awards. Maybe could you draw our attention to that?
I have won a few awards, the last one being the Juravi Award, which is basically probably the biggest award in terms of upcoming artists, promoters, whatever you call it. So being nominated was an honor by itself because there were a lot of applicants. Being chosen as the winner by the jury, which has some really respectable people, was beyond my dreams, and which really shows like how far the city has progressed in terms of diversity issues. And I think this originates from probably the biggest university, which is our university. So it's all in all it's a good time to be in Lublin.
Yeah, and I think given time, have you had the opportunity to go back home to visit?
Not yet, but it's on my to-do list.
To-do list. So I'm thinking probably we're going to give you a title like Ambassador Sean Magavu, and then when you arrive back home, you should roll out a red carpet.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. I mean, a free red carpet would be amazing.
Okay, and this whole, like I said from the beginning, your resume is quite impressive. I know it's not an easy journey, of course, balancing school and your passions. So, what were the challenges? What barriers? Breaking the barriers and being who you are, showcasing what you can offer and what you bring to the table.
I'd say the sleep. I missed the sleep I missed the sleep because it's. I mean, it's a really high intense lifestyle that I chose. I mean, it's not for everyone, to be honest, but it's the biggest challenges was the sleep, the social life, because you see yourself getting older, but you're not having the fun you're expecting to have. I think that was the biggest challenge, the sacrifices that I had to make.
Of course, you have to take account of that as well and say, you know what, here maybe I need to hide myself for a little bit, take some rest. Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. And how was it like managing the band? Because everyone, I assume, has very different personality. Everyone was very creative, and I remember there was even I attended actually a couple of shows that you performed at Hat Kajaka, and I remember there was the lady with this instrument, and she also briefly told about the history
of the instrument.
Yeah, and everyone that came on the stage, of course, had different personality, a different way of singing. How do you handle all these people?
Well, it was pretty difficult. I mean, managing the band, it's basically managing students. So we're not available at the same time. We're not always in the right mood. But then now now I'm at a level where I basically organize the concerts. So it's not just the band. So I will have like 10 acts before me. And that one is way worse because there's things like sound check and
organizing people. It has its challenges.
That's true. Yeah, my mom would always say the hardest problem you face in anything is people, and now I definitely
agree. You can draw from that.
Now I can relate.
Okay, and just before we leave, before we wind down, let me bring you back to the academics. And what advice would you give, prospective students of UMCS, and also the current cohort of students that are undertaking, let's say, the medical biology? What advices would you like to share?
Well, I would say the advice is, for anything to be interesting to you, you have to love what you do and how you do it. So, for example, medical biology is something that you could really enjoy. Let's say if you want to change the world, the easiest way to change the world is through science, because it's the thing that's around us. So,
factual.
It's factual. It doesn't lie. A 0 is a 0, a 1 is a 1.
Yeah.
So for prospective candidates, medical biology offers so many opportunities in obviously the medical field later if you expand. Also in terms of technology, DNA, mutations of crops, if you want to do agriculture, it is just such a wide variety of things you could do. Neuroscience, which is in really high demand. So it is the best degree for someone who doesn't know what they want to do yet. Because after you graduate, you have the whole world
You have the
to
whole
yourself.
world, you have the variety. I believe the Faculty of Biology and Biotechnology has been an amazing home for you.
Yes, I enjoyed my time there. And you should go. If you are listening at home, I would advise you to give it a shot.
Okay. All right. And there you have it, our viewers out there. We're going to take a short break, but please just know that we have more guests for you and we'll be waiting for you after this short break. Again, thank you so much, Sean, for joining me on this stage.
Thank you so much, Mr.
I appreciate you making the time.
I appreciate the love.
See you in a
Cheers.
few.
Hey there, my name is Ellen, and right now we're at the heart of the UMCS. I'm going to give you a short tour of our beautiful campus. As you can see, we've got very good conditions to study. We've got modern buildings and modern facilities. The main library of UMCS and faculty libraries are the main source of information for students. There they can find materials not only in English, but also in other languages. Behind me, you can see the Rectorate, the main building of UMCS. The campus is located in the heart of Lublin. From here, you only need 10 minutes to get to the city center by bus and 20 minutes to get there by walking. Also, there's so many bus stops around here. Behind me, you can see the basketball court where my friends and the majority of students spend their time. If you're a physically active person, then Center for Physical Culture is the place for you. There's over 30 sports disciplines which you can register for. If you miss the home meal, then Trójka, the academic canteen, is the place for you. There is also the co-working area where you can sit down and chill, do your stuff, and there also are so many events that are organized there. Around this location, there is also the grocery store, the pharmacy, and the medical center. If you want to register for the dormitory, then you need to contact the office for the Students' Affairs, which is located here. Comparing to the bigger cities, living costs in Lublin are relatively low. Also, according to 2020 ranking, Lublin was ranked the safest place to live in Poland. So, why not becoming the part of this beautiful campus? We are waiting for you.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for keeping with us and joining us after this short break. Now with me I have a very special guest from the student government, in other words the guild government of Maria Curie Skłodowska University. I'll give her just a brief moment to introduce herself, and I have a number of quick questions for her, and I'm quite happy that she's been very willing to come and share with us also her experiences and answer our questions. Yes.
Thank you, Robert, for calling.
Yes.
And so my name is Vlada, and I'm from Ukraine. I'm studying economics on my third year. And as well, I am head of the Internationalization Committee of the Student Union Government at UMCS. And I am a PR manager at ESN UMCS Lublin.
Mm-hmm. So there's a number of various roles that you are handling. Well, let's first start off with the one that is one of the big ones here, the one of the Internationalization Committee and ZUS as a student body. In a nutshell, just briefly highlight what some of your duties are.
So the most important duty is to share information with the international students and to help them keep alive in Lublin and staying good at UMCS. As well, we are sharing our experience to students. I'm coordinating our group, and we are sharing information about the Erasmus Plus project, as well as MOST project. These are student exchanges program at UMCS that are offering for international students. And one out of this, my responsibilities are to scheduling meetings for a committee, to cooperating with other student organizations, and to create posts for Instagram as well with my committee.
All right, and these exchange programs, just to create emphasis on that, you mentioned these exchange programs. Now, Erasmus is one of the biggest, the whole European Union area, I would like to say, and I've also been part of this Erasmus. I don't know what kind of feedback do you get every time students go and come back after a semester or after a year? What do the students usually share with you?
So I have a friend who went to Erasmus 2 times in his life, and he went to Erasmus as an internship. So all the time I'm getting so positive feedback from students. Of course, it depends on the personality of the student. If he's most likely to stay at home, spend time with family, it will be hard and tough times for him. But if it's an extra person who want to develop their skills in languages and some soft skills, to meet just to enlarge your community is the perfect chance.
Yeah, you know, you brought in the aspect about your friend, and it's very interesting to mention that even for me, all my friends from Erasmus, I am actually still in contact with them. We chat from time to time, but we always engage, and it's wonderful how this whole experience of going to a different country, meeting new people, what it brings into your life. And for those that are coming to Lublin on exchange programs, from your perspective, what do you think are the key survival tips that you would give them?
It's to stay in contact with your mentor. And keep active everywhere. You are coming here to develop yourself. You are coming here to achieve something, to achieve your goals. So achieve them. Don't be shy to talk to people, to meet new people, to enlarge your community, to try to improve your skills in some areas or implement your ideas. Those all the time supporting student ideas, and if you will come up with idea of creating an event, we will think all together and we will make it through.
Oh, that's wonderful. And just as you mentioned the events and all that, any special events that will be held this year?
Yeah. We have online events that are upcoming. These are podcasts. We're going to make podcasts with some experts in different fields. And I think it will be so useful for students who, for example, want to start their business in Lublin, or want to learn about Erasmus Plus programs, or want to develop their skills, and maybe they want to talk with this expert face to face, so they can get their contact. As well, we will implement some our ideas for posting Instagram about how to cope with exam session stress, because it's coming and it's so soon, and even I'm so stressful about it since I'm 3rd year here. And about offline, these are the small talk. Tomorrow we'll have our first edition of it, and we are planning to make a few more different topics, and I hope students will like it.
It's wonderful. And for these events, for instance, like the small talks that you mentioned, these are open to not just the students, but also
to all students,
to all
people in Lublin.
To all people in Lublin. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, because there are always people sometimes asking if there are events that are, let's say, conducted in English that they can come to. Some of them are not necessarily from UMCS, but also from other universities, but they would love to come to Hatkajaka, to UMCS and be part of our community.
Since Lublin is the capital of Europe, we need to implement more events in English language, so we would like to see more international students at our events.
Oh yeah, that's very good to point out. So Lublin this year is the Youth Capital of Europe. That's an amazing title. And as we wind down, you're an international student as well. what kind of advice would you give to international students with leadership ambitions that are coming to study here at UMCS?
First of all, we are saying to follow our social media. For the thing, you're following our social media, you are checking what kind of events we are making, what can we suggest for you, and you are getting in the contact with university or with Welcome Center or with ZUS, and it helps you a lot because you can take something for yourself from these events, or you can put it to your portfolio that you've created this kind of event. When you will come to us and again implement your idea, it will be great. And for example, as well, at our university, different faculties having their own organizations, so you can have a proficient experience there. So that's important to be active. And once you get into this active life, you will not be able to get out.
All right, wonderful. There you have it to our viewers out there, straight from the chairperson of the ZUS Internationalization Committee, Miss Vladislava. I hope I got the name right.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you making the time, sharing the stage with me and giving us all this information. I hope it's not the last time we're seeing you. Please come back again for the next webinars and the next webinars. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for hosting me.
Hi, I am Suraj and I am graduate of UMCS. The knowledge and experience I got by studying international relations and engaging in extracurricular activities opened many doors to my success. Currently, I work with international students and local organizations in India, where I involve them in different activities where they gain skills in community development and teamwork. I view this achievement as my personal success and a source of happiness and pride. Being a leader of Hakuna Matata initiative gave me an opportunity to improve my management and communication skills. My colleagues and I have been able to organize cultural events and unite students from different backgrounds. And this is exactly what I want to connect my future with, helping people, mostly youth, finding their path, developing their potentials, and learning new skills. My advice to the student community is, do not wait for opportunities, but rather create your own opportunities and share them with others. Always be humble and respect everyone's ideas and suggestions. And lastly, to be successful, you need to be calm and patient.
The project is financed by the Polish National Agency for Academic Exchange.
Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers out there, thank you so much for joining us and for keeping with us after this short break. Now, with me here for this session, I have a very distinguished gentleman. He will just briefly say something about himself, his full names, and also name the country he's coming from. And then we will get into the fun stuff.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Mayank Stapak. I am a student at UMCS. I'm studying bachelor's in international relations. And I'm from India.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. From India. So I know you've at least not spent so much time as of yet here in Lublin. But for the period that you have been here, what has been the experience you've had so far?
This is my first time traveling out of my country. So at first I was a bit anxious about what I was going to experience here because I've never been out of my country. But it has been lovely. I came out in autumn. The weather was good. Autumn, leaves falling around. Very nice. But then the winter hits. I was like, okay, this is Lublin. I still love it. The people are super nice. I love it here.
That's wonderful. Any challenges you've had? Of course, you've mentioned about the weather, the winter. How were you able to overcome that?
There was one instant where I forgot to put the right shoes on and I almost slipped. So you have to be careful because if you are not cautious about the snow.
The snow, you have to get the shoes that are right for the weather.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. and you know, we just had one of the other guests with us who mentioned, who is the chairperson of ZOS Internationalization Committee, but I'm also aware that you're part of the committee as well. And from your perspective as also another international student, what's your perception about the work of the committee and what kind of activities you look forward to making for the rest of all the international students?
Oh, the one I'm looking forward to is podcasts. I'm currently learning how to edit videos. I'm going to learn some new stuff. So that's why I came. I'm just following the lead of our chairman, Lala. So I'm looking forward to learning from her and others in the committee.
Yes.
And make more friends.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, there is, of course, you say this is your first time traveling abroad out of your home country. So, from your perspective, what was culture shock for you like here?
Oh, the culture shock.
Yeah.
First thing, I came here and I went to Satrochka.
Yes.
Sokrochka.
Yes.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
So, I see alcohol. I'm like, wait, alcohol in a general store? That happens. That doesn't happen in my country. You have a different one that's far away, and you don't go near it because it's not popular. It's not culturally accepted as it is here. So they are very chill about everything here.
That's
I was like, okay, the people out here are very adaptive, accept everything, very accepting of everything.
Yeah, different perspectives, different cultures, and you're very right on that. For me, some of my experiences with culture shock came with, the different variations of bread.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Like you have maybe the standard bread loaf,
we have
a loaf of bread, and that's it. But here there were so many types of bread that I was like, oh.
Yes.
Which one should I
choose?
Yeah, which one should I choose? Yes, for choice.
Yeah, that is the first thing that you look at. The bread section, it looks like, oh wow.
Yeah.
This is basically a bakery, a mini bakery in a store.
And of course, with all of that, with the culture shock, how have the classes been like for you? With the Faculty of Political Science and Journalism, this is a new block. So you're, I think, the first groups of students that actually having classes there. Me, I had classes in the old faculty before they moved. So how are the facilities at the faculty?
I didn't know that I was actually coming here. Of course, my first year. The experience is very good. The professors are very nice. They are challenging, which I like. And yes, the overall experience at the new faculty has been very great. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
So yes, it's very good. Everything's nice.
Yeah. And then for the period that you've been here, any memories that stick out that you've made here that you hold dear to yourself?
Oh yes. I came here and met my roommates. That was a great day. After that, we went out and explored the city together, whole town. It's beautiful. The first time, always stay with me. Yeah. We went socializing. We went into the Erasmus events.
Oh,
you go
the
there
Erasmus
and meet
events,
people.
yes.
You get a paper slip. You tick off names and you go and you meet new people who meet the criteria on the list. Yeah. That was a nice experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And just as we wind down, what advices would you share with future applicants to the program that you're studying?
I would say if you're coming here, there's no need to be anxious or anything like I was. Everything here is very nice. The people are very accepting. If you have any problem, there are certainly people like Robert here who can help you with anything. So don't need to be anxious.
Thank you. And then lastly, as we wind down this particular segment, if you had a chance to bring something from home right now, where would it be?
Well, ever since I came here, the thing I've gotten into is cooking. So I was like, I should have bought more spices. So definitely, if I could, I would go back and bring as much as I could.
As much as you could.
Because I'm new in cooking, but I'm enjoying it. So I was like,
Have you been able to cook with your colleagues?
Yes. Oh, I am cooking with my colleagues.
You're cooking for your colleagues?
I get to try cultures, different dishes from cultures. I remember from Taiwan, Uganda, and Niger. So we have a very different palette.
Yeah, very different palette. Everyone brings something to the table.
Yes, it's a very good experience.
Oh, wow, wonderful, wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, our viewers out there, thank you for keeping with us in this particular segment. You've heard it from the man himself, Mayank Stapak, and I hope very soon you'll be able to meet him on campus. So we'll just take a short break, and please don't go away. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much, Mayank.
Thank you, Mr. Rav.
Yeah. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this second webinar. Again, we have a very special guest after this short break we had, and she's just going to briefly say a few things about herself, and then I will have some questions for her, and I am hoping that you'll give us your time, and we appreciate that you'll be willing to listen to everything that she has to say and share with us.
Okay, hello, my name is Maria Yaroshenko. I am first year student of medical biology at Biology and Biotechnology faculty, and I'm from Ukraine.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much for putting time aside and joining me, of course, for this session. Now, I know you're a very busy person, the schoolwork, and of course, also the other passions that you follow. Now, from what's your experience so far, being in Lublin and also at UMCS with the classes, what can you share with us in terms of your experiences so far?
So as I am a first year student, for me it's really a new experience, and I'm just figuring out how to deal with student life, but I really like it so far. It's independency, I'm learning how to manage my time, how to manage my finance, and it's really interesting and exciting.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Any friends that you've made in your circles? Yeah?
Yes, actually, I've met lots of new people and lots of different interesting people, like from different countries. And it's really interesting to know about different cultures and countries. So I'm really enjoying it.
I'll base what you've just said on one of our past guests here in the webinar, Mayank, and he was saying that he was making food in the dormitory. So have you had the opportunity to test these various foodstuffs from different countries?
Not in the dormitory, but at our faculty we had some celebrations and meetings where I was able to taste some different cuisines.
Ah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm hoping that also, because I remember I was at one of the events at the Faculty of Biology and Biotechnology, and I'm hoping that in the future I'll be invited again because the food was delicious. The whole program was amazing. You also had the performance.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's wonderful to know that you have this balance between the school, the academics, and also following your other passions. Of course, for our viewers out there, just so you know, Miss Maria here plays the flute. So if you happen to be a student at our university and you arrive here and you see her somewhere on the campus, ask her when she's playing the next segment of her performance. Okay, all right. So moving on, you've been to the faculty, you've had the experience in the class. What are the facilities like, the labs, the classes? What is it like moving within the corridors there?
Actually, laboratories are my favorite part of studying because we have really a lot of practice, and that's amazing. I would say even half of my studying is practice in labs. We have lots of equipment there. So coming from my school, I was able to work was only one microscope for the whole class, and now I'm coming to the lab and I'm given like 2 microscopes for my own. Like, oh God, it's all for me. I can work with that. That's so amazing. So I'm really glad.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I hope that you're enjoying this whole period with the classes and also with the socializing with other students. Maybe can you let me know how many other students are like in your class, like from which countries they are from?
Oh, actually, at my group we have 8 people, and we don't have even 2 people from one country.
Oh, wow.
So it's really international community, and I'm enjoying it.
That's amazing. Any particular countries that you found very interesting?
Yes, we have one girl from USA. We have Kazakhstan student. We have Belarusian student. We have people from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, lots of different countries. Sorry if I forgot some.
No, it's all right. No, it's all right. Just a few. And are there any challenges that you faced transitioning from, of course, your high school, living in a new place, like you said, independence? Are there any challenges that you faced, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, well, first of all is language barrier. It's a bit difficult sometimes to understand and communicate with people, but I'm improving my language skills, both Polish language and English language, so it's getting easier. And also, like, university is different from high school, of course, different amount of different amount of work and so on.
So like for future applicants or students coming after you, what kind of advice would you like to share with them? Given the opportunity, what advice would you like to share with them?
Okay, I would say that be ready for a hard work, but don't be too anxious and overload. It's not that scary to study. And improve your time management, improve your self-organization, and everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's amazing. So there you have it from Maria, she's also one of our best applicant contest winners. And I'm hoping that we'll be seeing her more and more in the other webinars that will follow up. Just so you know, this is our second webinar in a series of webinars that are about our international alumni, and of course also with our current cohort of students who will share their experiences so far. So thank you so much, Maria, for having put time aside to join me, and I hope I'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Very nice. Hi everyone, thank you so much for keeping with us today for this webinar. We are very grateful that you put your time aside and joined us. Now, you have met all our guests today, but this is not the end. We'd like to invite you for the next webinar in the series of webinars about our international alumni. Now, for the next webinar, please just know we have always something extra special for you. Now, I would love to say goodbye and see you next time.